Okay, well, not your average cocktail party effect. Do you ever find yourself in a crowded or noisy area and you hear your name from across the room, or maybe you're home for the holidays and your mom is on the phone with a friend or family member and you hear your name get dropped? Well, both of these are perfect examples of everyday run-ins with the cocktail party effect. And as we know from class, with Moray's study and the dichotic listening task, they would slip in the participant's name within the unattended ear to see if they would report hearing their name. And they actually found that 1/3 of participants reported that they actually did hear their name, which is quite interesting that you're trying to tune that out and you still hear it anyway. Um, and it's actually interesting that we aren't the only ones that do this. Dogs and infants are capable of this as well. And when we think about this, it actually makes sense when dogs listen to commands from their owners, or when they hear a walk from the other room and run in all excited, or when infants hear play or toy from their parents and their face lights up and they turn to their parents. Well, Malcarhoun and colleagues had a study with three audios, one with an unfamiliar voice that said the dog's name over and over again. The other had read common dog names, and the other one was the distractor audio. They measured attention with how long the dog stared at the speaker that stated their name. And with each experiment trial, the distractor audio got louder. The results concluded that, as you can see from the bar graphs, as the distractor audio got louder, it became much harder for the dogs to recognize their own name. Although they found that domestic dogs are capable of understanding their name from an unfamiliar voice, both in the silence and with a distractor audio in the background. With Newman and Yuski's study, they consisted of a female voice reading two passages, one with familiar words like cup and dog, and one with unfamiliar words like feet and bike. They played both recordings at once and watched the infant to see which audio that they would listen to more. The results consisted of 4 experiments. In experiment 3, they regulated the sound ratio of both audios to be the same volume. We see here that is actually quite different for them to differentiate between the two, where in experience 1, 2, and 4, the familiar words audio was way more intense. But in the fourth experiment, the familiar and unfamiliar audios were combined. And to sum it up, domestic dogs can recognize their names from not only an unfamiliar voice, but also in the buzz of noise. Infants can pick out familiar words within passages, while an unfamiliar word passage is being read. And just some little take-home things. Read to your kids. Reading passages and stories is associated with building a strong knowledge to the child's soon-to-be native language. And if you're calling your dog, yell. Dogs are successful when the noise is softer or at the same intensity as the target speech, although they fail to recognize their name when the noise is louder than the target. All right, guys. Well, that's all I have. Thank you.